Hi guys, welcome back to Sim UK and Project Cars 2. Now, last week was kind of a mixed bag, wasn't it? On one hand, I got to grips with the car. I also showed that I'm incredibly dominant in wet weather. And on the other hand, I spun the bloody thing out about 3 times. Maybe even 4 times. Anyway, despite being completely dominant and leading for the entire race by a good 5 to 10 seconds, I ended up finishing, I think, 6th in the end. And incidentally, I don't know if anybody noticed or not, but during qualifying I was actually fastest, but penalised 2 places. And I can only assume that that was because I was speeding in the pit lane or something along those lines. Anyway, this week, if we just go back into... Oh, before I do that, actually, some people have asked me what my settings are, what my configuration settings are. Now, I'm using a Logitech G29, and these are in no way are they definitive. These are not my final settings. These are just what I'm using right now, and I'm quite happy with them, although I am starting to think about start tweaking them and sorting them out. Now, there are some issues around Logitech steering wheels that Project Cars are looking into. I haven't experienced any of the issues that have been mentioned, but there are some issues. But that's not what this video is about. So I've got, it's almost default, to be honest with you. Steering dead zone is set to 0. Now, there is a bit of play in the G29 in the middle, which is really annoying. It's not a direct drive steering wheel. That does detract, not just from this game, but all games, to be honest with you. All driving games suffer with that on a G29. So this is just my default setup, which I think is pretty much default. The only thing I've changed is clutch sensitivity. So yeah, the clutch in Project Cars 2 is an absolute mess. It really is, and I don't like it at all. It's almost unusable, to be quite honest with you. But I haven't found any way of fixing that problem. That's just something Project Cars are going to have to address themselves. So what have we got here? Force feedback settings, I guess. Raw. I don't know why it was on informative. I set that to raw, and it seems to have changed itself. So everything is set as is at the moment. Although I have come across some very decent settings which sound very good, and I'll be looking at setting those up. In fact, let's have a go at it today. Why not? Whilst we're sat here. Well, I've just checked out some chap called Jack Spade, who apparently is some sort of guru in setting up G29 steering wheels. I don't know if that's true, and he's got it set up as 100% gain, 50 volume, 50 tone, 50 FX, which is basically what I'm running. So yeah, which is odd. So that's what I'm running at the moment anyway, guys, and I'm quite happy with it, but a bit of tweaking never goes amiss, does it? So I can dial it in way more. I'm sure I can. Let's go racing. Let's get this on. And, you know, let's be honest, whatever works for me doesn't necessarily work for you, so that is that. So, today's race is Silverstone National. Now, I didn't know this track before today, but I had a practice run, and I am competitive. I'm certainly not dominating in the dry, but I am competitive. I had, I accidentally set up a full race, which was like 50 minutes or something, and I qualified 5th and worked my way up to 1st pretty quickly. By about lap 10, I did my traditional slightly overstepping the mark and spun the car out and went to last. And then despite keeping some very decent, very respectable laps together for about 7 laps in a row, I actually couldn't catch everybody and ended up just pitting in. I was pushing so hard, I came off the track again, tapped the front end, and just basically ruined all my chances. So that might happen today, but I'm hoping that we have a slightly better result. Now, I've only raced on this for maybe half an hour, but that half an hour has given me a bit of confidence, so we should be okay today. We should be okay. Just check the career settings. 80 and 80 once again. Restarts are off, so it's a do or die situation. I still don't understand what this means. Race 14, qualifying 14. I don't understand. But the race is 10 minutes, qualifying is 15 minutes, and practice is 30 minutes. That seems a bit long. 30 minutes, okay. Does that mean 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock? No, I don't understand. I don't know what that means. If you know what that means, let me know in the comments, because I haven't yet figured it out. But anyway, so this is the race. Wish me some luck, guys. Okay, so let's just make sure that we have... So my head tracking's working fine, but for some reason, my G29 is just not working. Right. Well, it took some doing, but we finally got it working, and now we're ready to race. Some 3 hours after I had my warm-up race, so I'm not going to be as sharp as I think I would have been earlier, but we'll see how we get on. Round 3, Silverstone National. Okay, here we are. So let's have a quick look at our pit strategy. That looks okay. That looks good to me. Okay, great. So have we now picked that? That's the question. So we're going to use this one. There we go. Tuning setup. Let's just edit what we've got. 92. I'm going to bring that down to 90. And it looks like we've got some rain again. So we could be incredibly ahead of the pack here if things go as they did in the last race. Okay. Well, annoyingly, still no controls. Absolutely nothing at all. Which is very odd. And we're not centering or anything. This is very strange. Okay, let's just see if that has got it working again. So we got that, but nothing, absolutely nothing is bound at all. We have a wheel now, which is a step in the right direction. We have got no gears. Oh man, this is not the setup, the start I really wanted. Calibrate wheel. Okay, let's try this. Right. Here we go. Oh. Oh.
The track's wet, so take it easy. Watch out for the spray and go nice and smooth.
First thing I forgot to do was put on my can't even see that mirror. Just put on my pit limiter. Get warmed up first. Trying to get a bit of trying to get a bit of drift there. Didn't quite happen. It'd be nice if I could see some some of the opponents driving around this track. Gauge how slow or fast they are, how off the pace I am. The racing line is considerably different in the wet than in the dry. That's not to say that I was particularly effective at driving on the racing line in the dry anyway, but just to say that it does feel very different. And I am going to have to adjust. What are we doing? 122? That's really, really slow. We'll go for a proper one in a minute. The racing line appears to be appearing, which is good. So I was lapping round about 1 minute, between 1:04 and 1:06 in the dry. I don't feel quite in tune with the car yet, I have to say, and the rain obviously is going to detract from our time. Oh, 1:22 was my first lap out, wasn't it? Of course. Alright, we're going to have a proper go at it this time. What are we doing? 1:22. Feel really slow. I need to be careful of that bit of grass there, it has spun me out previously. That was nearly a better line. Right, let's have a proper go at this time. That was slow, really slow. Oh look, we caught this guy up pretty easy. I think we're going to dominate again in this race. Perhaps I need to put the difficulty level up even higher. Hey, easy fella. I've no idea where he's gone. It's just disappeared. I think we've got this one in the bag, guys. The only component that might let us down is the squidgy, stupid bit that sits behind the wheel. Is he still there? These mirrors are not great. What sort of time is that? I could definitely take that faster. I don't think anybody is competitive in this race in the wet. I think all I have to do is just stay on the track, keep things nice and casual, and we're good to go. I can definitely take that a corner faster. I'm not even pushing it there. Have we got someone challenging? Yes, we do. Just finding my limits, guys. Seeing where I do and don't have lots of grip. There's some puddles appearing now. Looks like the weather's improved. This should make for some more interesting, challenging driving, I would have thought. We've got one up on the outside here. Yeah, he's... Oh, crikey. He's definitely there, isn't he? He's still there. .117 we're doing now. Yeah, he's much quicker. He is much quicker than me through that section. Just giving me a little nudge to let me know that that's the case. Puddles. Well, in the wet, I think we had this in the bag, but now that it's drying out, it's going to be a bit more work. My lap times are improving. I'm a long way off the 1 minute 4 seconds I put in earlier this morning before all the issues. One minute 15. Wasn't very smooth. Plus we have a full tank of fuel again. I just requested to pit in, but I'm not getting any feedback from the pit crew. Oof. Good fun, good fun. So there's been quite a few updates. Where is my marker? One of the things that they fixed is the marker point You can now actually see it, although where's my pit crew? Woo! 4.6 seconds for that pit stop. That's not too bad at all. I'm quite happy with my practice. 1 minute 15 is a good 11 seconds off what I was lapping this morning, but the car feels totally different. So I'm wondering if it's restricted in some way. Not entirely sure. Obviously the wet weather conditions will add a bit of time to your lap times anyway, but overall I'm feeling fairly confident about this. I don't need any more practice, so I'm going to jump straight ahead into qualifying and see where we are. Well guys, it turns out I'm not as on the pace as I thought I was. I didn't feel like I was pushing particularly hard. I know I've got another 11 seconds in the bag that I can pull on eventually, but yeah, we're quite low down. We're sort of 12th fastest today with the 1:15.570, which is considerably slower than the 1:13 from Daniel Payne up there. So I think we better go out and have another little crack. Oh, forgot about the pit limit again. I keep forgetting to press that button. Too keen to catch up with these guys. I bet that's going to cost me in qualifying. Small puddle there. See if I can catch these guys. One thing I have done, I just went into the setup configuration and took some fuel out, because I think we've got way too much. We had a maximum amount of fuel, which obviously is going to make us a lot slower. We have something to aim at now, 1 minute 13, so let's see what we can do. Not a great line through there. Now, this could be a much trickier race than we initially expected it to be. Yeah, we're definitely slow through there. And I'm not changing gear quickly enough. My ear doesn't seem to pick up on the tone of the engine very well. don't know whether to take that in second or third. I think if I'm going to brake that late, it has to be a second gear corner. A long way off 1 minute 13. One thing I've noticed about my driving style is that I am considerably faster than the car in front. Because I can see areas and avenues where I can capitalise on their mistakes. But when I'm out in front on my own, I'm terrible. It's probably because I'm not very good at keeping the racing line. We are miles off. 1 minute 13 and I am miles off 1 minute and 4 seconds, which is the time which I was rocking this morning. Where are we? We're not even there, are we? We're off the bottom somewhere. Last 1 minute 15.238. We are really slow. I do not know what the heck is going on. I used the same car in my practice this morning and I was so much faster. 1 minute 4s I was putting in. I promise you now. Still, time to go qualifying. Oops, looks like I've initiated the replay by accident there. Okay, well, clearly there's something wrong with my tuning setup. I don't know what it is, but we need to get out behind these guys. Pit limiter is on. We need to get out behind these guys and see how they're so much faster than me. See if there's anything I can do about it. Have to catch up with them first. Hopefully they're having a gentle outlap and I'll be able to catch them up.
Let's get a good result here in qualifying and set us up well for the race.
We'll try our best, boss. Slow. That was slow. I really am slow through there. I wasn't this morning, but I am now. I am going to have to figure that out really quickly. Clearly we are slow. I'm braking too early there. Let's get up behind this guy and see what I can do better. Well, I need to be turning in earlier. That's one thing. Got some fantastic overtakes on this corner earlier today. Don't seem to be quite as competitive as I was earlier. Certainly slower. Maybe taking my brake bias down to 90% is having a rather negative effect.
Hit confirm, box now, we'll be ready for you when you get here.
Go back to 92, I think. Not going well, not going well. My thoughts of a competitive race look really shabby at the moment. We could just end up coming in really last. So the pit crew have been improved. 9 minutes left. Okay. Tuning, edit, differential, we're going to keep that as is. We can't change that. Okay, boys. Get me out there. Oh, come on, it was on. When I came out of the pits, I'm sure it said pit limiter engaged. So I just put my foot down, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. I gotta say, that felt a bit better. So did that. Yeah, that feels way better. Whether or not it's going to gain me an extra 2 seconds, I don't know, but yeah, pulls that up. I think you need to be able to adjust these mirrors because I can't see anything out of that. Need to be up here somewhere. That could well be a second gear corner, that one. Let's see if I can beat these two guys round the track. If nothing else, a bit of slipstream might give us that extra second. I was trying to copy their braking pattern, but it's considerably different to mine, which is a bit worrying. Right, well they didn't get away from me, which is good. That is something. Certainly their line is faster than mine through there, but I feel we're closer to them now than we were at the start of the lap, which is a good sign. Yeah, they are way quicker through there than I am. Not that time though. Wow, this is interesting. Same car, same track, similar weather condition, but I am 9 seconds slower than I was this morning. Not good, not good. Although we have done a 1 minute 13.83, so changing the brake bias I think has helped. That wasn't very good. And you can see that they are pulling away from me quite considerably. Okay, that was without brakes at all. I actually meant to drop down to 4th, but I accidentally stuck in 5th. But it went round. And I think that gained us a bit of time. What sort of time are we doing here? It's looking like a 1:13, 1:14. That was flat out. It didn't work perfectly. Not flat out, sorry, no brakes. Missed a gear there. Where did we qualify? Last. Last. A good second outside as well. And our teammate is 11th. I'm starting to think that our car is better suited to wet weather because he never seems to be that far ahead of us. But when it's wet, we seem to be extremely dominant. I have not got the dry weather set up right. And I've also got a 2 grid place penalty, which doesn't matter because I qualified last. For speeding in the pit lane again. But I'm sure that wasn't my fault. what can we do here? What can we do? Well, I don't think it's that warm, so let's drop this down to, say, 40% and hope that that makes us more aerodynamically faster. Just faster, just faster. We need to be bloody faster. Here we go. Slow start for everyone, but blimey. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it.
We're expecting some wet weather any minute now. We'll keep you posted.
Oh, good. That is good news. Thank you. The sooner, the better. Oh, steady on. The sooner it rains, the better for us. So slow through there. We're going to lose another place here. I don't know where he is. Here comes the rain to save the day. Hopefully.
That is your fastest first sector time. Keep it up. 7 minutes to go.
Took a bash there.
You've got one on your tail. Better defend that position.
No idea where he is. And not one decent mirror to look out of. I don't know why I keep trying different lines through there. I only know one way through it. Damn it. The rain is starting to take effect, I think. Pretty heavy rain.
5 minutes to go.
Come on, rain. Don't know what is going on now. Rain is helping us so much. But I can't even get up into 5th gear.
He's feeling the pressure.
Bit of puddle, bits of puddle. Everywhere puddles, 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 puddles. Can't see.
3 minutes remaining.
Come on. If we didn't know it already, I'd say that this makes us the wet weather king. Hello, sir.
To go.
2 minutes, come on, Sim. That's very wet. Puddle. No! That's where I lost it this morning. Exactly there. My God, these puddles are absolutely killing me. Almost literally. No! I cannot believe that. We just aquaplaned.
1 minute to go.
No! I cannot believe I've done that again, guys. I'm going to get a reputation for the world's worst sim racer. Come on! Bloody hell.
Okay, mate. Last lap. The podium place is still on. Keep on it till the checkered flag.
Sorry, dude, but podium place is still on. Come on. Oh my god. Just cannot keep it in a line. Oh, I do not believe this. Just won't go in a straight bloody line. Oh my god. It's easier to drive on the flipping grass. Just nothing. Cannot go straight. Hook or by crook, I am taking this guy. Jesus Christ. Those puddles just wiped me out. Unbelievable. I have much to learn. Oh my God. What a race. I was last, I got to first, I dropped back to fourth or fifth, back to first, lost it with 2 minutes to go. Absolutely horrendous. Oh my word. Wow. I think we got to watch the replay on this one, guys. Interesting opening camera though. There you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot believe that has happened again, but it's happened again. Let's just watch that start because we didn't get to see it at the beginning of the replay. Fantastic start. Unbelievably fantastic start. And that's what set the whole thing up. Only to be completely wasted and ruined by me once again. But that's the first time I've fully aquaplaned, and hands up, I didn't know how to deal with that at all, and I just ended up in the wall. So another learning experience. At the beginning of the series I said there's going to be a lot of learning, and my goodness me, there is. Still, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care, goodbye for now.